Have you ever changed color in the round in crochet and ended up with that frustrating little jog or step? Then you're not alone. This is one of the most common methods for changing color. It's really fast and super easy, but the problem is it leaves a visible step where the new round starts. And depending on your project, you might not want that color change to stand out like that. In this crochet tutorial for beginners and intermediate crocheters, I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways to change color more seamlessly in crochet. From basic to a more advanced method that gives an almost invisible look. Method 1 is quick, beginner-friendly, and looks great in many cases. I use it for my keychain Mini Bee. Method 2 gives a slightly smoother result with only 1 extra step. I use it for my Cuddly Bee. And method 3 is the closest I've come to truly invisible color changes. I use it for my Huggable bee, where there are a lot of color changes that need to stay clean and without any jogs showing. Some people use a yarn needle for this method, but I'll show you a much simpler version that doesn't involve any sewing, just your hook. Plus, I'll share a little bonus tip that makes your color changes even easier and saves time. I will show you exactly how each of these color change techniques works, and then you can decide which one fits best for your plushies or other crochet projects. Welcome to Little Crochet Moments. I'm Mary. Let's begin with the first method. It's easy, fast, and clean, and often good enough when the color changes aren't the main focus. In the last stitch of the round, don't finish it as usual by pulling through the last stitch. Instead, grab your new yarn and pull it through to complete the last stitch. Like this. Pull the ends gently to tighten if needed. Now, start the next round with a slip stitch into the back loop of the first stitch. I will show you slowly. Here are both loops of that stitch, and this is the back loop. Insert your hook into that back loop, pull up a loop, and continue pulling that loop through the loop of your new color. That's your slip stitch, and it counts as the first stitch of your new round. From here, just keep crocheting around as usual. I'll meet you at the end of the round. Now I'm making the last 2 stitches. Remember to add your stitch marker. And to start the next round, simply continue as you normally would in continuous rounds. If you don't want to continue with the same color and instead want to change color right away, just use the same steps as before. Pull up a new color in the last stitch of the round, then slip stitch in the back loop to start the next round. I use this method for my Mini Bee keychain. It's the smallest size in the Rainbow Bee series. Here you can see the color changes, and you can slightly notice it. But now I'll show you an even better way to change color. Method 2 gives an even more seamless result. Start just like method 1. In the last stitch of the round, pull up your new color. Now start the next round with a slip stitch in the back loop. Insert your hook into the back loop, pull up a loop, and continue pulling it through the loop of your new color. You can still see where the front loop of that stitch is. If you're a beginner, I recommend placing a stitch marker in that front loop. It'll help later. Unlike method 1, this slip stitch does not count as a stitch, and I'll show you why in a moment. Now, just continue crocheting around as usual. I'll meet you at the end of the round to show you how this method is a little different. Now, we're making the second to last stitch of the round. To make the last stitch, insert your hook into that front loop you marked earlier, and then also into the slip stitch you made before. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through one more time. And that finishes the round. And to start the next round, simply continue as you normally would in continuous rounds. I use this method when changing color in my Cuddly Bee, the medium-sized bee in my Rainbow Bee series. This method gives a beautiful, seamless color transition. If you rather switch to a new color again, instead of continuing with the same one, just repeat the same steps. Pull up a new color in the last stitch of the round, then slip stitch into the back loop of the first stitch of the next round. And remember, this slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Crochet all the way around, and when you get back to that slip stitch, finish the round by inserting your hook into the front loop and the slip stitch again. Oops, forgot to place that stitch marker in the front loop. If you found this tutorial helpful so far, a quick like would really mean a lot, and feel free to subscribe if you want more videos like this. Now let's move on to method 3, and this method is a real game changer. It gives the cleanest, most seamless color change, in my opinion. It is a little more advanced, but don't worry, I will walk you through each step slowly. This method is often shown using a yarn needle and tying knots, but I'll show you a faster way using just your hook. And once you get the hang of it, you might even prefer it over the simpler methods depending on your project. And I will soon share that bonus tip that I promised in the beginning. It will make the whole process much smoother. Let's begin. Finish the last stitch of your round as usual. Don't change color just yet. We're now going to create a fake stitch on top of the first stitch of the next round. To do this, we'll pull the yarn end under the second stitch of the next round, and then back through the last stitch of the previous round. Start by cutting the yarn, then pull it straight through the last stitch, just like you're fastening off. Next, find the second stitch of the next round. Here's the first, skip that, here's the second. Insert your hook pointing towards you into the second stitch. Grab the yarn tail and pull it through. To finish the fake stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of the last stitch of the previous round. Grab the yarn and pull it through again. So adjust the yarn tail now if needed, so the stitch looks even. Method 2. That's your fake stitch, right on top of the first stitch of the round. Now grab your new color and make a slip knot, just like when starting a new project. We're going to join it by crocheting straight into that fake stitch with a single crochet stitch. Insert your hook away from you into the fake stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over again, and finish the single crochet. This counts as the first stitch of the new round. We're almost done. Now it's time for the bonus tip. To skip tying knots to secure the tail ends, simply lay the tails along the inside edge of your work and crochet right over them as you go. This secures the ends and saves so much time. Just continue crocheting the round as usual, working over the yarn ends. I'll meet you at the end of the round. To start the next round, simply continue crocheting in the round as usual. And remember to place your stitch marker. If you try any of the methods from this video, I would love to hear how it went. Just drop a quick comment below, and feel free to share any feedback on the tutorial too. I'm still new to making these videos, and always looking to improve. This method really gives the most seamless result, and once you practice it a few times, it gets much easier. If you want to change color again, just repeat the same steps, finish the last stitch, cut the yarn, and create a fake stitch. Make a slip knot with the new color, and single crochet into the fake stitch. I use this technique for the Huggable bee, the largest size in my Rainbow Bee series. It's a project with lots of color changes, and I want them to be as invisible as possible. If you want to practice changing color, I've linked the Rainbow Bee plushie tutorials in the description below. They're a fun way to test out these methods. And by the way, if you like rainbow plushies, make sure to subscribe. There's more coming in the next Rainbow series. Thank you so much for making it this far. I really appreciate it. See you in the next one!